Hey everybody, welcome to another good e-reader comparison video. My name is Michael.
This is Peter.
Today we have the Google Nexus 7 versus the Amazon Kindle Fire HD 7. In this video we're going to show you magazines, we're going to show you ebooks, comic books, video, audio, content distribution systems, and a whole lot more. So if you're on the fence about buying any of these devices, or you might already have one and you're thinking about buying the other, this video should pretty well answer any questions you might have. Honestly, these have a lot in common. They're both 7 inches. They have the same resolution, 1280 by 800. The Nexus 7 actually has a way better processor. It has a NVIDIA Tegra 3 quad-core 1.3 gigahertz processor, while the Kindle Fire only has a 1.2 gigahertz dual-core processor. These are both the 32 gig models, and both of them actually do not allow you to expand the memory. So you're pretty well stuck with what you have. But it's a good thing that buying from both Google and Amazon, any purchases you make are stored in the cloud. So if you're running out of space, you can simply delete content and then fetch it at a later date. Battery life, the Kindle pretty well gives you 11 hours, while the Nexus gives you 9.5 hours. One of the big benefits on the Kindle is that it actually has a dual band Wi-Fi. So it'll actually give you better internet connections, whether you're on a hotspot at a cafe sharing it with 20 other people, or whether you're just in the home. So let's take a look at the hardware differences.
Looking at them head on, the Google Nexus looks very plain. It's a little bit different for the Kindle. It has a kind of a rubber piping around a plastic bezel on the side. They both have front-facing cameras with light sensors. The Kindle on the back actually towers over the competition with 4 speakers, the only tablet currently running Dolby surround sound built in, whereas the Google Nexus has debatable whether it's 1 or 2. A lot of sites, even Best Buy, just say built-in speaker, but we're led to believe there may be stereo speakers in here, whereas the Kindle has 4 speakers. They both have headphone jacks, volume controls, micro HDMI out and micro USB out on the Kindle. The Google Nexus does not have a micro HDMI out. It just has a micro USB. So that's something the Kindle has a little bit of an advantage over when it comes to hardware specs.
But you know, they both don't really have you know, any type of physical home buttons. Pretty well the only physical buttons you have is the volume up and down, as well as the power button. So the next thing that we're going to do is just basically show you the differences between the user interface here. As you can see on the Nexus 7, this is a pure vanilla Jelly Bean experience with Google Android. The Kindle Fire HD is also running Google Android, but as you can see here, it looks tremendously different. Amazon's created their own skin or UI, and what this means is they've really branded the tablet experience to be their own. You're not going to find the Amazon Android experience on any other competitor's tablets. It's very unique, and some people would say it's a little bit limiting because it's not as easy to install apps. If you live outside the US, sometimes installing apps on the Kindle can be very daunting and very limiting. No matter what market you live in, you can download apps, games, and everything else from Google Play, but it's the same thing. You may live in some markets where you can't download magazines. But you can download, say, ebooks and apps, and it's so on. So they're both restrictive in their own ways. But as you can see here, this is a vanilla experience. You can sideload in your own content. It's very easy to even install other app stores, like our Good e-reader app store here. So as you can see, it's fairly easy to install that, you know, from sideloaded. You can install the same app actually on your Kindle Fire HD 7, but you have to jump through a little bit more hoops. Peter, what's involved in sideloading apps? Because this is a big issue with some people.
On the Kindle Fire, you have to go and do the usual, go into the settings, go down to device, and make sure that you have allow installation of applications from unknown sources, because as Michael mentioned, when you do go to the App Store and you try to download applications, it actually won't work unless you have US billing and a US credit card. It doesn't matter if you have a Canadian credit card and you have a US address. In order to download applications off of Amazon, you need a US credit card. And if you ever do need those, Shopee Reader is our sales partner, actually sells USA Visa gift cards over their store, so they can actually give you access to all these workarounds. But yes, as Michael did say once more, wherever you are in the world, connect to Google Play, download what you want. Easy as that.
Yeah, with Amazon, if it is very limiting if you live outside of the U.S. to download newspapers, magazines, apps, video content, and stuff like that. So I would probably say for international accessibility, I would probably go with this because it's just a lot easier to do your day-to-day stuff, and you have to jump through less hoops than you have to do with this. In terms of features, one of the things I like about the Nexus 7 is Google Now, and that's something that, despite the fact that Amazon has Android, doesn't have a cool feature like this. So, Peter, what's the deal with Google Now?
What we're seeing here is if you press home and drag up to Google, is you're seeing, oh, you're okay, wow, it's reading what I'm saying. Stop, there we go. It's really accurate, I'll tell you that. So what this is you can see that we're in Vancouver. We're near these particular two streets, Renfrew and Grant. So it's telling me the weather, telling me what it's going to be like for the next couple days.
Wow, rain.
Yeah, great. Down to the minute bus schedule of where our bus routes are actually going to cross our house, places to eat, stuff like that. So it's really given you a lot of things that are kind of in your area as to what you want to do, or what you can do, what the weather's like, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so,
and you could add like new things here, like sporting events and like things like that. So you could install this. So you could see by the default on Google Now we had certain things, but you could actually add your own custom things in there, which is like very cool because it's a way that you could personalize the tablet for your specific area of town and kind of get a sense of, if you take public transit, what's the times? If you're a fan of NHL or NBA or Major League Baseball, you could have the scores and everything right there. I do like how intuitive the voice recognition is as well, and that's something that sort of lacks on the Kindle Fire, the whole voice recognition, voice navigation type of thing. Amazon has assured us that they're going to be porting a lot of voice recognition software in the Kindle Fire 7 very soon, and it's the same type of voice recognition that you would see in 8.9 with Ivana and stuff like that. So let's take a look at the reading experience, because at Goody Reader we pretty well look at these sort of things in terms of not only playing games and watching movies like we all do, but the actual core reading experience. So we're going to fire up the reading app so we can sort of look at these sort of things side by side.
So we have two books here, and as you can see, the Kindle is a little bit more white than the Nexus is, and you can see that both of the brightnesses are indeed maxed out. So it's not a case of one being more dark based on the settings we have, but either way, they both display the book very, very well. The screens are pretty much the same size. The Kindle screen's actually a little bit longer, as you can see. They're both billed as 7 inches diagonally, of course, but it does seem like the Kindle is a little bit bigger. But you can see there, we're not going to completely go through every one of these settings because, you've seen this all before and it's kind of self-explanatory here. You have different themes you can choose. You have font changes, so if you can't read it, make sure you have that comfortable level and increase it a little bit. They both can take notes. They both can take highlights. So you can make highlights and you can make notes, definitions, so forth. So this is an Amazon Kindle. This is a Nexus 7 with the Kindle app. So you're getting the same experience, just presented a different way.
Right. Speaking of the same experience, The one advantage that Kindle has, especially with e-reading, is being able to, you saw when Peter did a long press and you saw some of the font menus, you can actually do text-to-speech, and that's something that you can't do on the Nexus. One of the other benefits of the Kindle is X-ray, and this is a way that when you purchase books from Amazon, you can actually, check out who are the main characters, how often are they referenced throughout the book. You can find out character biographies and things like that. A very unique feature, which is not really found in any of the other Kindle apps for various platforms, more particularly for the Nexus 7 here. Another benefit with Amazon is, basically the ability to do a whole lot more within the ebooks and the ecosystem. You can't really get the same thing out of just their stock Android tablet. You could obviously see Amazon puts a priority on their own devices.
Right.
So they're going to have a lot of cool first-party features that you're really not going to find anywhere else. So if you're heavily invested in Amazon, you might want to go with this. But this gives you a little bit more versatility. You can easily install Comixology, Zinio, Barnes & Noble, Sony, Kobo, but on the Amazon App Store, they don't link to any of their competitors. So you might want to do business with Sony because you like to read their EPUB 3 Kids books, or you may like to get some indie authors from Kobo, but unless you sideload in your own apps, through various ways, and we have tutorials actually on our YouTube channel that walk you through step by step on how to sideload apps. So once you do it a few times, it's easy, but you have to jump through a lot of hoops. This gives you a little bit more versatility to be able to install basically whatever you want. But from a core reading experience, it's really hard to sort of beat the Kindle in terms of X-ray. And what about the whole Audible feature, where if you buy immersion reading and Whisper Sync for voice, if you buy the audiobook and you actually have the ebook as well, you can actually read the ebook and then pick up on an audiobook exactly where you left off in the ebook.
Right, and the audiobooks aren't read by a robot. They are, in fact, read by real voice actors, celebrities, and so forth. So it's very pleasant to listen to as well.
Yeah, I mean, you have like people like Samuel L. Jackson, very.
Found out about the apartment, as people often learn about the things which change their lives forever.
There you go.
Right. So I mean, the Amazon really benefits because of the cool stuff like that, and you're really not going to find that in the Nexus 7. The next thing we want to do is look at the comic book experience. 7-inch tablets, often you might find that the screen real estate is a little small to be able to, read comics effectively. What Comixology does is they have guided view technology, which what this allows you to basically do is isolate specific panels. And when you are on the panels, you could quite easily, zoom in on specific areas of text that are often too small to read by themselves. So let's go on a panel that shows a lot of color so people could just look at how they look side by side.
So let's go to a portrait panel since it looks better on camera, and there's some reds and some greens for you. So let you look at that for a couple seconds.
So noticeable differences all?
Yeah, the Kindle looks a lot brighter, and it seems that the Nexus almost has redder reds. It's hard to really tell. I mean, it's much better with the naked eye, of course, than on camera. But you can see the red's a little more truer here, where it's more of an orange on here, but the screen looks a little more crisp on the Kindle. So they're both really good, though.
I mean, we could really dissect these because, I mean, we reviewed these sort of things for a living. We kind of really know the limitations of these sort of devices. For a casual user, you may say, well, I don't notice any difference at all.
For sure.
But to the discerning eye, we do notice some of the differences here. So this is the comic book experience. Of course, we've had to sideload in Comixology on here because it's not available through Amazon, but we just simply downloaded it from Google Play here. What are we going to look at next?
Let us go into a video so we can see how these guys look side by side playing an HD trailer of Wreck-It Ralph.
We so freakishly annoying.
Alright, ladies, the kitten whispers and tickle fight stop now.
When did video games become so violent and scary?
Almost night and day difference on that audio there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there's simply no beating the Amazon Kindle Fire HD 7.7-inch
Yep.
model in terms of sound. I mean, just the Dolby sound has absolutely destroyed any tablet we've put up to it. So if sound quality is your thing, I mean, there's really no comparison. I mean, the videos pretty well look the
Yeah.
same. It was really kind of hard to kind of find differences because they have the same resolution.
Right. I mean, we put the same video on both. It's an HD trailer. They're both running HD mode and all that. Maximum quality. Colors pretty much the same. You may see truer blues and truer greens on either one, but honestly, you could sit here all day and say, this doesn't look right compared to this, but they both display it perfectly and they run smoothly, so that's what really matters. when
Yeah,
you're
I
watching
mean,
a video.
obviously, the Kindle, way better sound quality.
Yeah.
And it doesn't require you to, like, wear headphones and stuff like that. So, for me, I never wear headphones with tablets. I'm
Yeah.
always listening to the onboard speakers, and I'm always kind of been disappointed with, say, the iPad, because it has a single
Single
small...
speaker, yeah.
It's very small,
Yeah.
too. So, and this, I mean, it really, the whole room just resonates with audio.
You're running 4 cores on this guy, you're running two cores on this guy, but you're running 4 speakers on this guy.
Right. So I mean, with this, with the Nexus 7, you'll be able to have more things open
Yeah.
and have no stutter on the video. Whereas this has dual cores, so you got to be like a little bit more conservative of like what you have open and what you're actually doing on the device.
Make sure you kill some apps, make sure you close your applications, don't leave it too cluttered or else you will see some lag.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So these have a lot in common. You know, both have front-facing webcams. They both like allow you to install apps that you want. My final thoughts are, it's really a matter of your ecosystem. Do you want something that's tremendously open, vanilla? You're getting push Jelly Bean updates and whatever other updates come super fast. It does not have like a UI like Amazon does or Samsung does or HTC has. It's as vanilla as you can get with no bloatware. Amazon, very kind of rich, elaborate ecosystem. Some would say it has the best developed ecosystem in the world. Because everything is theirs. You know, they publish their own books. They have one of the best and most developed ebook stores in the world. They sell apps. They sell newspapers. They sell movies. You know, if you belong to Amazon Prime, you can get free content every month. If you live in the U.S., I mean, this is a great device.
Absolutely amazing if you live in the US. If you're outside the US, you have to do some workarounds. You have to let us give you a little bit of a boost with our app market with over 14,000 apps. You have to disable outside the outside blocks of unknown installations. You have to insert addresses here and there, credit cards here and there, but once you do and once everything's set up on your Amazon account, it's really pretty flawless and the device is great. I mean, the audio is great, it's pretty fast, the screen's a little bit bigger than say the Nexus, it's just a tighter build quality, it's really well built device.
My thoughts is probably in Canada a bigger fan of the Nexus
Of
7
course.
because I may not be able to like buy magazines and stuff from Google, but I could download, you know, I buy books from a lot of different bookstores. I'm like one of those guys that comparatively shops around. So I might buy a book that I can get a coupon code from Kobo. I also will buy books from, you know, Amazon from time to time. I buy books and content from a lot of different sources. And I'm fairly restricted on the Kindle in terms of like what I can buy and what I can't buy and what I can import and what I can import. So I do like the Nexus 7. It enjoys wider availability in terms of being able to buy it in different countries and different markets, whereas this is only really available through Amazon itself in the UK, US, and via ShopeeReaders.com. So we'll leave it up to you guys. What do you like better? What are the reasons why? Let's hear your thoughts about this. Comment on this video. Do you agree with our points? Do you not agree? Let us know the reasons why. You can read our full review on the Nexus 7 on our website at goodyreader.com, and you can watch our other comparison videos on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/goodyreader. And for a comparison video of the Google Nexus 7 versus the Amazon Kindle Fire HD 7. My name is Michael.
My name is Peter.
Everybody take care.